Hey everybody, this is Pete with HydroBlox West. Again, HydroBlox West. For more information, go to hydrobloxwest.com. We are the exclusive distributor for HydroBlox on the West Coast, and Drainage Technology Solutions is the contracting business that we have, where we are also installation contractors. But here we're looking at a small retaining wall that we just installed here in California, and a couple things I want to point out. Number one, here's the old retaining wall. This is all going to get replaced as well, but take a look at that rock. What I want to point out in the rock right here that was put in behind the wall is that over the years the rock, there's infiltration of the soil into the rock. I don't know what the mixture is there, but it looks like it's maybe 2/3 rock, 75% rock, 25% dirt, maybe 2/3, 1/3, I don't know. But the point is that dirt infiltrates the rock. And so what happens then is that the water soaks the dirt. And so you've got all this hydrostatic pressure that's pushing against the wall, which pushes the wall over. But at the same time, you basically have sort of, muddy rock, let's say. And then that the soil that's in the rock holds the moisture, and then that just sits against the wood, and over the years helps rot the wood. And so now we have a new wall. But what I want to show you too is how we did the drainage behind this wall. Now again, we're in California, so there's always a few different considerations when doing a wall. Things like, what's it holding back? How much water is there? In this case, again, California, not a big hill, not a lot of weight being held back. There's not a lot of water that's going to be coming off of that hillside. So in some cases, when I do have water, a lot of water to hold back, then what I'll do is I'll have the wall, whatever the material for the wall is, then I'll have a waterproof membrane, and then I'll have HydroBlox, and then I'll have dirt. In this case, we didn't bother with a waterproof membrane because there's just not that much volume of water and hydrostatic pressure that's coming through that hillside. However, what is interesting, and I'll show you this, I hope the shadows don't prevent you from being able to see it, but here we are. It's May in California. We haven't had rain in forever. It's hot, and yet watch this. I don't know if you can see that, but right here, that dirt is pretty much soaking wet. And that is not from the uphill neighbor's irrigation. That's just from water that's subsurface coming through from this big hill that you can barely see, but there's a big hill and a valley, and all that water is coming down here. So, water's an interesting thing, and it's just, every wall is different and every wall is the same, but you just have to plan for each one. In this case, we're bringing what we call curtain drain up to almost the height of the wall. And because remember, we're going to backfill this, so we'll have dirt probably to about right here, but we're building a curtain drain of HydroBlox behind the wall. And so then we'll backfill this. But this will keep the water off of the wall. Water will seep through the dirt, hit the HydroBlox, go straight down. And then what we're going to do is have these, they're almost like weep holes, but we'll take scrap pieces of HydroBlox that we have, and we'll have them go underneath the wall, and then we'll bury them here, and they will be underneath that curtain drain. So what will happen is water will drain down the curtain drain of HydroBlox. And remember, water always seeks the path of least resistance, so it's going to be looking for somewhere to go. And where it's going to go is into these, well, let's call them almost weep holes. We'll call them weepers. We'll call them weeper boards. Yeah, that's a new word I just came up with. So these weeper boards will be what drains the water from behind the wall. And then what we'll do is we'll have these weeper boards connected to a run of HydroBlox that will then take the water out to the street. And so that's the system. A simple retaining wall project with a simple drainage solution that's going to provide tremendous drainage for many, many years to come. For more information, go to hydrobloxwest.com. Again, hydrobloxwest.com. You can also find us at drainage-technology.com. Again, drainage-technology.com. And that's it from sunny California.